Oh, look at this. Yeah, see that? It's probably just ever hot. I really like this one. This one you guys have real lots of in this area.
Now I would call, which one is this?
Yeah, no. Yeah, that one.
Manitoba maple?
Oh, close. Manitoba maple looks pretty well the same, okay. Except the bark will be different. The leaf will be a little bit different. Well, I'll show you Manitoba maple, but this is striped maple, Acer pennsylvanicum. We call it musmish. So all of the different names for all of the different plants, there's a reason for them. And a lot of them speak to relationships that the plant will have with other creatures. So I'll show you a couple more. This one obviously is related to moose. So we call it musmish. Moose is a Ojibwe word. That means twig eater. They're the defoliators. They come by with their big fat lips and take all of the twigs, all of the leaves off. And then, you know, it's funny, the other day I was just thinking, caterpillars we call moussins or moussin. That's a small moose. But the word is not describing the animal, the word is describing the action. So they both have that same action of defoliating trees. So that's what we named them. There's big moose and little moose. So this natural conservationist authority in the States, they were doing a study on moose, trying to identify why moose, there's two things that happen when moose go to the road. Either they just run right past because the road is in their way, but sometimes moose will run along the road for like 10, 15 kilometers. And they're always like, well, how come this happens? And then they just go back into the forest like nothing ever happened. And they wanted to figure out why. And what they figured out is that when moose run to the road, they know that wolves are scared of the road. And so they run to the road, like it's like home free when you're playing kick the can. The wolves won't chase them there. And so the moose just runs along the road. They're safe. All of the wolves are right beside them in the forest, following them. But you know how like wolves will respect other wolves' boundaries, their territories, and they patrol all of their territories every day to make sure no other neighboring wolf pack comes past, because they'll be able to smell that. And then so what they do is the moose, when they choose to go back into the forest, is within 3 meters of the next wolf's territory, because they know those wolves are not going to pursue them. They have to stop there. Otherwise, there will be conflict with other wolves. And so moose know that. They understand all of these boundaries. But one of the things that I found in that study was just like outlying factors, just things a part of the study, a part of the data that did not make sense, was skewing the results. And so, but it was a link. And I followed that link, and the outlying factors of this study was describing when moose get hit by a vehicle on the road, they act weird. They start walking in straight directions and stopping for a couple hours, straight direction, stop, straight, stop. And they do this pattern for like 2 or 3 days. And then when they go there, the researchers go there, they were able to identify that the moose was hit by a vehicle here. You see marks on the road. But then what you see is that when the moose runs in a straight line, he runs straight to striped maple to stop there. And what he does is he knocks the whole thing over and eats all of the bark. And what he's doing there is to help protect, because when he knows that this is medicine for if he gets a bruise. So the vehicle hits him, and then the moose is going to have a bruise. And so he knows that this tree is going to be there to fix him. So that's what he does. He eats all of the medicine to help fix those bruises. And to M&R, though, or to the research organization, what they said is this is unusual behavior, right? Because moose naturally will be walking, and then they don't want to eat this because then they don't like it. They'll keep going. And then when they get hit by a car, something's wrong in their head, they said. And this is the only tree that they eat. But for me, it was amazing because what I was able to read, what I was able to understand is that moose know exactly what they're doing when they're browsing. They go to eat this and they say, okay, no, I'll save that in case I need it later, because they know it as medicine. And then when they do get hit by a vehicle, they know exactly where it is, the map they created, and they go straight to it and eat it all because they know it's their medicine. And so that's how we use it, observing these behaviors and understanding these relationships. We can understand how this tree can be used for us to help with our blood vessels. And so you can even see in the tree when it's growing, the reason why it's called striped maple is because of all those blue lines going up and down. And what we're supposed to see, an understanding that we have, a part of our worldview, is that every single plant is showing you how it can be used, why it's here, a purpose that it has. And so if you just spend time with it, you'll be able to figure out that purpose. And so for most plants having a medicinal purpose, we should be able to just look at it, observe it, watch relationships that it has with everybody else, but also just looking at the tree and sometimes being able to just look at the plant itself. And so this plant is telling you every time you walk past it why it's here, a part of your body that is designed to fix, being your blood vessels. So this is our favorite medicine to use when we have diabetics. Diabetics will have lots of blood vessel problems. They bruise easy. They have all these cardiovascular related problems. Mainly, we're looking at now Alzheimer's and dementia. A lot of research calls Alzheimer's and dementia now type 3 diabetes, because if you have diabetes, you could pretty well guarantee that this is going to be a consequence sooner than later. And so this is one of the medicines that we're using right now with a bunch of different teams to be able to mitigate the damage to our blood vessels while we have diabetes, to prevent Alzheimer's and dementia. But yeah, it's real cool. People use these. They got real bad varicose veins, vasoinflammation, spider veins, and the next day all of it is gone. So if you do not want varicose veins, if you bruise easy, this is the medicine that helps with that. Atherosclerosis, to help repair that tissue. If you're worried about strokes and heart attacks, or if you are stroking or heart attacking, this is what you use to be able to reroute around that blockage. It promotes and stimulates angiogenesis, the production of new blood vessels. So that's a really good one. I really, really like this one, Muzmish.